seems to be your trouble this morning? Am I late with breakfast? Huh? Am I? You're talking to me in here. And Marty's talking to me out here. Oh my goodness, all four of them are right here. Hi, Mart.
Got more rain than I thought. That didn't seem like it rained that much. We got a solid 1/4 inch, which is not bad. I mean...
Right, it didn't rain a long time and it was kind of steady, but yeah. Cool, 1/4 inch, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I guess, you know, we won't have to water anything this morning, but tomorrow, it won't be enough to keep us from watering tomorrow.
Well, us?
You ready for your food? I'm so sorry for the wait, Tux. Let me grab it. It's right here, bud. It's a good boy. Come on, buddy. Tuxie. Tux, come on. And I'm not that late. I don't even think it's 9 o'clock yet. Come on, where'd you go? Oh, you didn't come? Come on. Hustle, hustle. Good boy. Good boy. Are you doing acrobatics already? Are you doing acrobatics? Hi, I'm talking to Stripe. Don went, huh? I'm talking to the cat. He was doing acrobatics on my flowers. Are you going to be good and water it anyway, just in case?
Well, it's going to be like 90 today.
Yeah. What's wrong?
I didn't push it up long enough. You have to hold it. Push it in and hold it.
To get it to come on?
To get it to come
Well, trust me, I've never driven that. I wouldn't know what to do with it. The very first one Don had, I tried. We were out here for an afternoon or two,
yeah,
and it just wasn't. It just wasn't happening.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
So I was going to say, if you want to learn, I thought of something the other day when I saw you pushing the grocery cart. I'd go to Walmart and borrow one of their grocery carts out in the parking lot, and because
do that little kid thing.
that's right. Because I've pushed and pulled the hand truck with this thing, and it works pretty good. And I think those big grocery carts are pretty stable, and you can hold on to that until you kind of get used to it. Because really, it's your ankles. Your balance is probably good enough, but that ankle, how fast it flips from side to side, and how quick you have to move your feet, you overcorrect. In other words, it's one of those things. Just a little lean this way and just a little lean that way.
We'll leave the unicycle to you.
Yeah.
Me and the rest of the viewers will just be in amazement at your ability, and we'll just leave it to you. I love this time of year where it looks like a jungle out here. Well, let me finish up. They need fresh water. Don't mind me, I'll just stand up here this morning and watch the grass grow. It was so wet yesterday when I cut it that, you know, it did cut it, but there was a little bit that got smushed down. You know, the kind of stuff that just lifts right back up as soon as it grows and dries a little more. Tux has already been unhappy with Stripe this morning, just because Stripe exists, not because he did anything wrong. I've already had to pick up Tux and move him a couple times to the platform and tell him no and leave Stripe be, and yeah. So I'm putting together the little black cat, mouse, and pumpkin 328 pieces for fun. Take a little break from the sorting, not to say that I won't sort later in the day. I was explaining to Don the other day how these pieces were used to build boxes, and this is the box for the pumpkin, and that's what I'm working on. That's step one. So it's time for the Sunday morning Dawn interview because he's reading the paper. You know, I have to, I don't know, I have to be prepared to engage in the Sunday morning discussion. It's like, I just go work on my Legos and Dawn talks to me. One of our viewers and a local Tesla person said that the F-150, I was asking about the charge ports.
Oh, yeah.
One is decorative for symmetry and one is actually the real charging point. I'm not sure which was which, but at any point I thought, that's a little bit of a different philosophy over let's hide it in the taillight so that you absolutely can't see the charging port unless you just know it's there. The totally different philosophy. I mean, I guess it goes back to the gas cap, and they're used to having it there or whatever. Right. Yeah, exactly. So that was good. I probably still need to personally research it a little bit, but for symmetry, there's one on both sides, I guess.
Right.
So what have we talked about this morning that's safe to talk about? Well, we watched Top Gun Maverick last night, and we laughed and we enjoyed it, and I think I'm going to agree that it was as good as everybody said.
Yeah.
The only thing Dawn and I both felt was it needed one more really new, catchy 200-mile-per-hour feeling song in it. It was missing one more. The Lady Gaga song was good.
Yeah.
And throwing in a couple of the tribute songs to the original movie from Kenny Loggins and stuff was good. But we needed one more song. We're thinking one more pump us up for some of those action scenes.
Yeah.
But Dawn... I've been wanting to see it. We almost went to see it at the movie, but Marbles, where I like to go see the 3D, they didn't have it long enough. We couldn't get a ticket. We couldn't get in, and I didn't want to see it anywhere else, and it was going to cost a fortune.
That's right.
So when I saw it was available for $20 streaming everywhere this week to own it, we went ahead and did that because Dawn likes to back it up, and then... Am I boring you?
No, I'm sorry.
Don likes to back it up. Sometimes he can't hear the dialogue. I fall asleep during things. He has to back things up for me after he gets me back awake, which happened last night, even though I was loving the movie. It's just better for us old people if we watch it at home instead of going to the movie theater where you got one shot to watch it and then you're done.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the amount of caffeine I would have to drink to ensure that there was no way I could fall asleep even during the best movie for 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Anyway, it turns out he used the wrong credit card to buy the movie. Who knew that was a thing, right? Google Play, if you have a family library set up, meaning that Johnny could watch it back on his computer and his account in his room, you have to buy it on the credit card you had set up with Google, with the Play Store.
Right. You actually indicate if you have multiple payment cards in Google, which I do.
Which you did by who knew.
You have to put the one that's the family credit set up for the family purchase method. And it offered me a list, and I did not know this, and so I used...
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
I used the one that it put up there, which wasn't the one...
The default.
I was pretty livid this morning when I found out this little...
So if you don't use the right one, then you can see it, but the other people in your family library can't. Like, please explain to me, like, why that matters. Like, why that would even be a thing.
I don't.
So Don asked for a refund, and he told the truth. And the AI refunded it instantly. Didn't even have to wait for a decision.
We had watched the movie.
We had watched the movie, and then he went out and he bought it on the right card. And Lord and behold, it showed up in the family library.
So... yeah, well, that's what I said. It took me a little while to find the purchase, but I did find the actual, where they charged the credit card, and they said, they had this link on there to ask or apply for a refund.
That's sort of in case a kid buys something you didn't mean to let them buy, or you clicked buy because your finger thumbed your phone walking down the street and you bought something you didn't mean to buy or whatever. But we had obviously watched the movie, so...
Right, and it also was very helpful that it was within 48 hours. Okay, so after 48 hours, it said you still can get a refund. But the 48 hours was the generally accepted thing for the refund for movies and things like. Anyway, the point is, I was very pleased with Google after they instantly granted the refund, and I went back out and bought it.
Yeah, Don said they went from a -10 to a 10, just like that. And the fact that the refund, once he found there, but he even had trouble buying the movie last night. Like they've changed. do you buy it on your phone? Do you buy it on the web browser? Which place do you go to buy it and stuff? But Don thinks we should buy another movie again soon. That he has the process down now because we've.
Look, it's got when you puts up your credit card, the purchase information, it has a little arrow next to it. So if it actually says, if you pick the right one, it says family plan. It puts the credit card, Visa, MasterCard, whatever it is, and it says family plan method or something on it. On the screen, if you don't see those words, family plan method, click the little arrowhead to go to your multiple payment options and pick the one. So I would tell you to do that. That's very important.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm glad we got that sorted out. That was just a little... Well, I mean, I was just saying from the app standpoint, you had trouble finding the movie in the app to even buy it, even though I knew it was out there. It just was... We kind of made a decision that Don buys all the movies, and we buy them all on Google. We have a few on Amazon Prime, but we don't do that anymore. And sometimes I question the whole thing because, we have an Android TV, so Google kind of makes sense, but... And the family thing, because on Prime, Don and I share Prime.
Right.
We always have, and it's actually under me and not Don, because that goes back to me being the shopper in a long time ago. Sure. Me having Prime before Don had Prime and stuff. But Johnny's like, the household thing on Amazon is not as good as the family thing on Google, even though the family thing on Google could stand for some room for improvement.
Right. But it works well because we share YouTube. We don't have to watch the commercials.
Yeah. And
we share DVD. Not that we buy that much stuff, and we share the Google TV stuff. So I mean, the Google the family plan is pretty good under Google. It's not perfect, but it seems to work better than Amazon. Amazon, the sharing is not very useful in my opinion.
Yeah. I think the Google with the family, they don't focus on the age of the person you've put in your household. And Amazon's thing is all about what age do you get to buy products over there, or who, it's sort of a child versus parent thing. And the Google household is a little more appropriate for what a real household might constitute.
Right. Yep.
So,
anyway.
The other thing we were discussing was the 87,000 people hired for taxes thing, and who are they really going to be auditing now? Right. And I think I can say we're both in agreement that we didn't need any more tax assessors.
Right. I think that the excuse is they're going to increase compliance, track down, and the picture that the news media, I'm not faulting Biden, but the politicians who wanted that. Bernie Sanders and such, they have this picture that these 87,000 people, they're going to go out and audit all those millionaires.
Yeah, we're going to squeeze a little more money out of Elon. Elon's where we need to go squeeze some more money.
Well, you saw the tweet that Elon gets audited every year. And here's the thing that you have to keep this in mind. If you have money, that means you have plenty of lawyers, plenty of tax accountants doing all of that stuff. The IRS is going to have to work really, really hard to get that little bit of extra money out of that. But you, Grunt, the guy that goes up every day and goes into work and you take your deduction, they can send you a little piece of paper that says you owe us this much money. So my point is, if you think that they're going to collect money off the people who, the quote, rich folk, you're very naive. They're going after you. Me. Yeah. That's the people who are the 87,000 people. So if you believe that you need to have every mistake you've made on your taxes tracked down and then paid the fine, paid the tax, that's fine. But then you need to pay this big ass penalty too on top of that. I'd go out as soon as they start auditing people. I'd find 2 or 3 of these people who basically get raked over the calls. Just a guy gets up, goes to work every day, has his wife and his 3 kids trying to make it, and he gets raked over the coals. I'd put it on television. I said, this could be you. That's what I would do. Because that's who they're going to audit. They're not going to put the millionaire, the billionaire.
Yeah,
Elon Musk.
it seems like a waste.
Yeah.
And those really the jobs we want to create. I would say no. So we had a good laugh, somewhat of a laugh. Although don't ask Don about taxes this year. Just whatever you do, don't start that conversation with him. That wouldn't be a good one. I'll just leave that to me to handle that. But yeah, that whole tax thing is a little rough. You guys just let me handle that for you. Don't bring it up with Don. I'll take the brunt. I'll take the brunt of that one. Yeah. And then the other thing was school lunches.
Oh yeah.
You know, during COVID in North Carolina, they were free.
Right.
And they had places, even though the kids weren't in school, that you could go to pick up a lunch
all week.
All week.
They give you 5 lunches or 7 lunches to take home. That's right.
and let's be very clear, 2 things. Don and I don't want any kid not having food. We'd pay for their lunch if we knew a kid that needed it. And we really don't necessarily love the things they feed the kids in the lunches, but that's a discussion for a whole nother story. So I said, I'm for free lunch for all the kids because I believe the cost of administering the program to make sure that those that are supposed to get it and not supposed to get it, and the mailings that they send me every year, and the email and the processing of the forms, I believe that can pay for the lunches. So please explain to me why we have to do that. Let's just pay for lunch. And then Don said you can, but
yeah, well, I shocked Marianne. I said, I'm totally for free lunches for all public school students too. And she liked to add a quarter.
I did not.
The reason I'm for it is basically I'm only going to talk about Wake County. Wake County Board of Education basically believes if you get a free lunch, you cannot be educated. You're an idiot.
They discriminate. It's a discrimination tool.
They say, oh, this is one of those schools that has a high percentage. It's underperforming, terribly underperforming school. And it's because most of those kids get free lunches. And they use this free lunch thing as an excuse to why they can't educate and do their job. So I want to eliminate that excuse. So if every kid gets free lunches, then why do we have good performing schools and bad performing schools? I'm sure they'll outsmart me and come up with another reason why they can't educate these turnips in this school over here, but these kids over here excel. I'm sure they'll come up with a reason, but I personally believe whether you get a free lunch or not, you should be educatable. But apparently the Wake County School Board does not believe that's the case. He's
exaggerating a little bit, but it does come up that they, you know, I think Title I or whatever, they have names for it and stuff, and we should spend less time labeling and more time helping. Yes, and I think we know where we need the help without a whole bunch of stuff going on. So I see a spotted baby fawn in the front yard, and Mama just walked through too.
Yes.
Good. I'm watching the deer out the window while I'm recording you. Hi guys. How are you today? You don't have to run. I'm not going to hurt you or mess with you. I just came out to say hello because you're so pretty. It's 1:15 and we're headed out on our walk. There's no mushroom in the tree today.
Yeah, it's gone.
Well, let me look a little closer. Actually, it's there, but it's not in good shape and it's leaning over. It's on its way out.
Done.
I'm done with August.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, sweetie. Next month we'll come here. It'll be great, and that'll be next weekend.
Yeah, probably have to wait till October. Don't go telling me things you can't actually make happen.
September's not fall. Football season starts.
Yeah, but it can be still hot then. I told Dawn I reached my limit on being sticky and sweaty today. I'm like, do I really have to go outside and need a shower 5 minutes after I've been out there today?
Yeah.
But we're out here anyway. I let Don read his newspaper and drink his coffee and
fuss about the paper.
And fuss about the paper. I deserve a medal this morning. And Don insists we're only in the 80 something out here. But it's the stickiness that's getting me today. Well, there were actually, 4 cars in the parking lot?
Yeah.
But we haven't seen a soul except for one older couple with their really cute poodle in his baby stroller that were loading up to leave. So, I don't know. It's kind of quiet out here today. Super quiet.
Yeah.
Not even the sound of kids in some swimming pool or something.
Yeah, well right now, in the we're in the shady part, it's not too bad. Well, it's
Yeah.
bad, but it's not as bad as it's going to get worse.
Yeah, when you cross the lake there, where it's all out in the sun, it's you feel it. It's pretty, even if I don't appreciate it. Meaning I would never spend money on sod and chemicals to make sod look like that. I like, you know, manicured weeds work for me.
Yeah, and we've got plenty of
And
them.
we do. It's better for the environment. Can we run through the sprinkler?
Absolutely, go up there and they'll let you run through the sprinkler. In fact, right here on the edge of the asphalt, you don't even have to run.
Yeah,
through
if I hear that, it was only going to get my legs though, but yeah. We just hit 1 mile, and we did actually feel a breeze right when we came around the corner over there. More, please. It's pretty. So Milo was returned to his owner this week after he finished his 10-day quarantine. He had been kept in the bathroom, and his owner said he was thrilled to be back in his territory. So I'm thinking we'll probably get to see Milo as we walk past today. I told Don we have to walk the normal routine just so I can see Milo. It's my motivation for today. Don't knock it.
Yeah, whatever works.
That's half. Yeah, and Don's being a good guy and he's carrying the water today. You'd be surprised how many times we've reused that 1 cup and how cold the water stays in that styrofoam when it's mostly ice with a little water.
Yeah.
We don't generally like to drink out of plastic, but for something like this in the summertime, it just is the right thing to do. And we've used that cup, what, 10, 15 times already now at least, so we don't waste the styrofoam. Try to be conscientious about it. But for me, it's more of drinking out of plastics, but...
Yeah, but I've been drinking out of plastic all my life, so damage is done. I'm toast.
All right, we saw Milo. He's up by the front door today. He's looking good. It's hot. He's just laying in the shade. I'm happy now.
There's what a pretty girl looks like when she's in the shade and out of that
Yeah,
baking hot sun. Yeah, I'm glad, I'm telling you.
We're both hot. I'm wore out.
Yeah.
Wore out, I tell you.
Be glad to get home. We're back to Jules into that nice air conditioning. I did leave climate on, so it ought to be nice and cool when we get back.
My watch is at 2.91 miles, so as much as I would like to take the shortcut over to the air conditioning, we're gonna walk around. That's where the Hot Wheels are supposed to be. Matchbox. The Lego aisle is just as barren. Did they not get like a truck? Do people think there's a hurricane coming? There's not any heavy whipping cream of any kind. I bought nothing, zero, nada. They were out of everything. I wanted to get a couple of small chickens to put in the Instant Pot to cook up for the cat since I can't get Nom Nom anymore. They stopped making Nom Nom. And they didn't have any chicken, any roasting chickens, frying chickens, large chickens, small chickens, no whole chickens. No cut up chicken parts either. They did have chicken, but not any whole chicken. And you know, for the kitties, I'm not looking for, as Dr. Barry would say, panda massage, you know. I just want chicken. Alright, I got what I needed at Harris Teeter. Gas at Harris Teeter's $3.35. That's probably with ethanol. Model Y. I think this is where we saw the people on the porch with the 3 some time ago. And I thought that might have been visiting family that day. So maybe now the living family in the location has a vehicle. Yep. Tesla. We lost the other Model Y on the street, the red one. They moved. Ribs out of the oven. We didn't have them last night. We had other stuff and saved them for when Johnny came home. There's the chicken broth, and then that whole Pyrex has the cut up chicken in it. I'm gonna make Johnny some chicken salad, and then the rest is probably for the cats. And I didn't quite get my Legos put away, but I was working so hard on it.